Thank you also to India International Center for collaborating with us to put this event to its very eclectic members. Just a word about the Celiac Society. Maybe a couple of you have been associated with us. We were founded in 2006, so we are, in fact, this year celebrating 20 years of our dedicated work in the field of gut health and wellness. And we are very happy to be hosting this seminar today. Since 2006, we have worked towards increasing awareness, early detection and management of gut and gluten-related disorders. And we sincerely believe that all illnesses begin in the gut. So that's the prime motive of our society. We have held international symposiums in the past. We've had the International Symposium on wheat-related disorders in 2019, where we had, experts from over 14 countries. We hosted a seminar over 2 days at India Habitat Center, attended by almost 1,000 delegates, and followed it with a sequel in 2024, called the International Symposium on Gut Health and Lifestyle Disorders. In between the pandemic and everything, we were much into the webinar mode and podcasts. We hold school level events where we try to convey the message of good eating options to children. We have events in clubs and institutions like this, nutritional intervention programs in residential institutions, and we also have a quarterly publication called Grain Matters. I hope each one of you has a copy of that, and please do go through it once you get back home. We'd urge you to become a member of the society so that you can stay in touch with all the activities that we do, in addition to, of course, attractive packages and discounts for blood works at accredited labs, and most importantly, of course, to be part of a wellness community. Without much ado, I'd like to call upon Dr. Arjun Dang to please set the proceedings for the evening. We are not going to get misled by his youthful demeanor, as we say. Dr. Dang is a stalwart in the field of laboratory diagnosis and comes with a very, very, very successful academic background. Dr. Dang, please come onto the stage, introduce our panelists so that we can get the session going. Thank you.
Thank you, Anju. And everyone looking at my coffee cup, it's not coffee, it's a longevity potion. And hopefully by the end of today, Ishi ma'am is going to tell us what that longevity potion is. And Anju is of course very kind with all her words, but I just wish my knowledge for longevity ran at the same pace that she runs her marathons. I think that would be the agenda that I have. And of course, being privileged and it's an absolute pleasure to be here. And of course, once I entered also, I was so excited and so happy to know that we have such enthused audience today who wants to learn about this very interesting topic. And you know what is interesting also is that today there is no dearth of information around wellness and longevity, but still it's so heartwarming to see all of you to come here to actually be at the receiving end of such vetted and such profound evidence-based education that we'll be discussing around the entire arena of inflammaging. And of course, without much ado, before we start on our panel discussion, I would just like to give like a short note that I prepared on the way here. And of course, a very, very warm welcome to the Longevity Blueprint, and where we decode the timeless question, how to live longer, but more importantly, live better. We are here to discuss inflammaging. Inflammaging is a term that sounds like a villain from a Marvel movie, or maybe more like Anupam Kher called Dr. Dang. But it sounds like a scary word. But inflammation is actually the slow, silent ember of inflammation that accelerates aging. Think of it like background noise in your body, the kind that you ignore until your body finally says, boss, ab to kuch karna hi padega. The gut, the liver, our hormones, diet, stress, sleep, everything is connected. And as the great Japanese centenarians say, your body is your lifelong companion. Treat it with reverence, not negligence. We have with us today some of the most distinguished voices in longevity, Ayurveda, metabolic health, nutrition, psychiatry, and integrative medicine. And of course, my job for the evening, ladies and gentlemen, is very simple. I have to ask uncomfortable questions very politely. And to make sure that all of you today walk away with wisdom that is evidence-based, practical, and maybe even life-changing. So without much ado, I'd like to call in the stalwarts today for the panel discussion. And first, I'd like to call on Dr. Pratap Chauhan, sir. Welcome, sir. Please join us on the stage. Dr. Aarti Meedha, Dr. Prasoon Chatterjee, Ishi Khosla ma'am, and Dr. Pankaj Verma. So our first presentation of the day is Dr. Prasoon Chatterjee, sir, if I can request you. He's a senior academic geriatrician and longevity medicine expert with over 2 decades of clinical, academic and public health leadership experience. He's a former professor at All India Institute and the founding head of the National Center for Aging. And his bio is so long, ladies and gentlemen, that it will take half an hour for me to read it. But I think we can welcome sir with a round of applause and we can begin his presentation for the day.
Thank you. Thank you, Arjun. So, I think day before yesterday we were discussing about this event. And I compared Arjun as Virat Kohli of our team. He told, no, I am Sanju Samson. That day actually it was the final, before the final day. So he spoke about you and about the pace. So he can switch himself from Virat Kohli to Sanju Samson immediately. So and of course we know how great he is for this time. मेरे पास में गया नहीं ना डजंट मैटर उससे पहले हम थोड़ा ऐसे ही बात कर लेते हैं पहले तो थैंक्स टू डॉक्टर ईसी एंड हर टीम फॉर दिस ग्रेट एफर्ट आई गॉट द सेकंड अपॉर्चुनिटी टू इंटरेक्ट विथ knowledgeable people like you. I am a humble geriatrician. That means आधा लोगों को geriatric medicine पता नहीं इसलिए मैं बता देता हूँ मैं senior citizen का डॉक्टर हूँ. Many of you are, I think, that if you feel, don't feel so. Senior citizen is not old age, right? So, and but to be more simplified form, I am actually a old car mechanic. So मेरा काम है. So पुरानी गाड़ी मेरे पास आती है, मैं बोलता हूँ सर्विसिंग के लिए एक बार आ जाना. बाकी तो आप बड़े-बड़े डॉक्टर को दिखा रहे हो, दिखाते रहो. So our body is also like my next book is coming on that, and precisely if you imagine, it's God has given us a you consider Maruti 800, you can consider Mercedes Benz, that is your choice to consider, but it totally depends how you are going to handle it, one of my friend in AIMS, he was, so my colleague in AIMS, Dr. Avinash, he was in Ranchi, RIMS Medical College. He bought a Maruti 800 when he was a student. And ultimately he has to, after 20 years, the people, and he was in AIMS campus, so he used to come inside. Then one day the traffic police came, they told we have to take this car. But car was excellent after 20 years, So it's all depend how are you going to handle your body and mind. It's just like the car, you have to handle it. So why longevity matter? As all of us know, it's not the question of living longer, but it's living healthier. So the new concept we called is like एक होता है health span and another is sickness span. So you want to live long with lot of sickness. So one option could be 40 years में hypertension, 50 years में diabetes, 60 years में depression, 70 years में dementia, 80 years में total bed bound. घर में सबने बोला बूढ़ा कब जाएगा या जाएगी. 90 years में you die. So I have patients of similar kind, but I have also patient who came to me first time and last time at the age of 90. Then I came to know in longevity study what we are doing in AIMS, I came to know that few days back he died. He slept well after adequate food and in the morning he didn't wake up. I think all of us, including me, at the age of 47, 48, that we should die like that. So this is the purpose of your healthy living and healthy lifestyle. What we talk, why to have healthy life. आजकल के Gen Z बोलते हैं we live in the present. I understand some Gen Z will be there. But the question is, it's like ऊपर वाले ने आपको कोटा करके भेजा है. कितना पेप्सी पी पाओगे, कितना KFC खा पाओगे, कितना मटन खाओगे, कितना फैट खाओगे, कितना कार्ब लोगे, सब ऊपर से डिसाइडेड है. Now you have to decide 100 years में लोगे या 10 साल में लोगे. It's totally up to you. So goal is to add life to years, not just years to life. So major cause, there are around 12 to 14 pathways scientists have found out of which inflammaging is one of the most important pathway. So it has relation with your diet, it has relation with other lifestyle like your physical inactivity, chronic stress, poor sleep, pollution, gut microbiome imbalance. I'm sure many of you have a lot of stress, lot of difficulty in sleep. Physical activity is not that adequate, diet may not be healthy. We have to look after this. So again, I'll come to the same analogy of my old car. जैसे कि as the car gets older parts are not replaced properly, the engine becomes less efficient, more smoke is produced, more friction develops, repair system become weaker. Just think about your body. Similarly, and there is a inflammation, which is a constant internal rust, heat and smoke, which we don't feel. I'm sure many of you have old car, maybe 5 years, 10 years, up to 10 years, even 15 years also. That car has all this phenomenon is happening which you don't feel. You are running it. थोड़ा फ्रिक्शन ज़्यादा है, एक्सेलरेशन थोड़ा कम हो गया, बट चल रहा है, गाड़ी चल रहा है, सर्विसिंग कराते चलते हैं. So inflammaging is same. If I put it in a body, inside the body, many biological changes are happening without our knowledge, which is gradual wear and tear of cells, reduced repair mechanism, changes in immune system, and this we called as chronic low-grade inflammation. It silently damages your brain, heart, muscles, blood vessels over time. You must have heard many a story like, especially after COVID crisis, we have suddenly become very, very prominent in social media, right? Any death, we immediately get information. You must have heard young death in young, 40, 50, 35, 45, and all we just put in a single basket. No, COVID hua tha, that was a hyper viscous syndrome, then there was a clot, and they have sudden heart attack, lot of CEO, big shot people in airport, in gym, this is happening. Actually, recent studies are telling that probably the inflammation has built up a lot, which may equate like 60 or 70 in them. Not always COVID crisis was the story, right? So chronic inflammation is blocking, so you can consider that there is this fume inside which is always burning, it's never stopped, and it is blocking various pathway, including various like artery, vein, and other system, and it is creating problem. So gut, because if I don't talk about gut, Dr. EC will not call me next time. So gut has around 40 trillion microbes. It's more than our total cell, honestly speaking. And genetic makeup is also, the gene we have for the bacteria in the gut is more than our total gene. So you have to understand it's only in 1 kg area in our gut. Helps in digestion, immunity, metabolism. Scientists call it a second brain. So with age, there is the diversity of the population of gut get reduced. We call as so good bacteria get decreased, harmful bacteria increases, the barrier become thinner. Sometimes we call it as leaky gut. Many people will discuss, the future speaker will discuss with that. So dysbiosis trigger chronic inflammation. So it releases a lot of toxin from bacteria, can leak into the blood. It reduces immune system. We call as immune senescence. उम्र के साथ साथ अंदर की क्षमता घट जाती है. हमने सुने pneumonia होता है, infection होती है. Then that chronic inflammation is going on and on and on. And there is suddenly one day major infection, acute inflammation. There is a dip. And people get hospitalized either in ICU and spend lots of money. Either they revive or they don't, or they exit. So this again I will compare with old cell inflammation. So with aging, हमारे साथ साथ cell भी पुरानी हो रही है. Cell usually क्या होता है? Cell grows and then dies and it cleared and then new cell come. But there are few old cells. They are very sticky. I will not give comparison. I give a very bad comparison. I should not give that. It's like, I'm sorry, very old mother-in-law sitting at the home, not doing anything, not dying, but every day releasing some toxin, which is creating a lot of problem in the environment. My mother is also a mother-in-law. I'm sorry for that. So it's just an example. It's a joke, nothing else. So it releases a lot of bad fuel. We call it as senescence associated secretory phenotype. So the problem is they don't die. This cell don't die and it constantly releasing the toxin, which is one of the major mechanism. So gut-brain connection, I think my future speaker will talk. This is the real picture drawn by ChatGPT. You can see it's classically like you are sitting inside an oven, which is always on and on and on. So it causes insulin resistance, thereby you are prone for diabetes. It causes it just closes the pathway of artery and vein of heart, so you get heart attack. It weakens the muscle, it reduces the muscle strain, so we get sarcopenia. It causes stroke, it causes brain cell damage, so we can get dementia. So nowadays, most of the pathogenesis of geriatric population, I call them 4 or 5M, your memory, your mood, your muscle, your mobility, all get hampered by chronic, low, subtle, continuous inflammation. So Indian people are more prone for inflammation for their some amount of unhealthy food habit. You can say high carbohydrate diet. All of you know what is carbohydrate: rice, dal, rice, roti, bread, biscuit, all are carbohydrate, sweet. Low protein intake, vitamin deficiency, stress and sedentary lifestyle. But of late in last decade I am seeing a lot of improvement in overall lifestyle of senior citizens, because in AIMS for 15 years I am seeing the change from 2010 to 2026. Most of the people are getting very, very active. So there was a recent study in Nature which shows that industrialized societies, and they have compared with industrialized societies with tribal living society. So tribal people who lives close to nature, their chronic inflammation is very much less as compared to who stays in industrialized society. So more close to nature, more vegetables, more green leafy vegetables, more exercise, you are less prone to have this chronic low-grade inflammation or inflammaging, which is one of the major hallmark of aging. So how to reduce inflammaging? as I mentioned, eat more plant-based diet, include fermented foods like curd and morning rice if you eat in the evening, or evening rice next day morning. Exercise regularly. Sleep is very, very important. Don't compromise your sleep for your ambition. I'll tell you, Arjun. So sleep is very, very important, and this will overall, it will reduce your, there is a study nowadays for young chap who are here, there is a study recently published in Lancet. If you are 25 years of age, 25 or 30s, and if you are sleeping less than 7 to 8 hours every day, inspired by many great leaders, then you are reducing your lifespan by 5 to 10 years. Not lifespan, it's health span. So health span is life without any disease, which we want and we deserve. It improves mitochondrial function and balance the immune system. So this is my last slide because Arjun is looking at me repeatedly. I have to close it. So healthy gut, active lifestyle, reduce inflammation. Reduce inflammation is healthier aging. All of us know that, but we have to practice it. Healthy lifestyle. And remember, this chronic low-grade inflammation is on and on and on. So you are almost sitting in a time bomb. It can blast anytime with any major insult. Thank you. So basically, yeah. So basically, as we mentioned, the whole day discussion is on that. Gut is our second brain, and as I mentioned, 40 trillion bacteria is there, and other organisms is there. Few are good, few are bad. They decide about your depression, which madam will speak. They decide gut-brain axis is another hallmark of aging. So now dementia is not alone decided by your wear and tear or beta amyloid deposit in your brain, but also your gut, your stress. So every time you have a stress, psychiatrists mostly, including me, we always talk about patient, about mood, that look, you have low serotonin, so you need to take antidepressant, which will improve your serotonin in brain, but 90% serotonin is released from your gut. So there are studies which shows few bacteria which are of course harmful, is much more abundant in people who are suffering from Parkinsonism. So we are starting with MD Anderson, like collaboration with MD Anderson. I started this in Artemis, now I am joining Apollo as their country head. So we'll do this in Apollo, where we will do transplant, fecal microbial transplant. There are many ways. There are capsule, there can be colonoscopy, jejunostomy. We can do that. Sir is laughing at how can you put very, very unhealthy things, but actually stool is like great thing that way to, sometimes. So there are study which has shown improvement in Parkinsonism. There are study which, and of course IBD, irritable bowel syndrome, inflammatory bowel disease, the studies are endless to show that. There are a few things. So before that, nowadays I prescribe, I'm sure many of our panelists also are prescribing, I categorically prescribe stool metagenomics before prescribing them diet. Because if I have option, and if you are deep pocketed, which I understand you are, then you must know that what is your stool genome, what are the bacteria who are the culprit. There is no point on writing a blindly, take this much protein, take this much fat, this much carb. These are all old school of thought. If pharmacogenomics is possible, I can give you, if I can do surgical strike for any disease, then why not for the gut?
How long are you, Dr. Chatterjee?
How long I mean?
No, your age.
My age is 47.
And what age you have decided for yourself? Because you are, gut is the be all and end all of wellness. Like Maruti car, you must have decided I will live.
Sir, definitely I wish and pray I should live healthy as long as possible without being dependent to next generation or anybody else, and most importantly contribute to the society. That gives me the kick.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I put a question, please?
Yes, sir.
How do I get to know whether I have inflammation and what level of inflammation?
Yes, there are few specific tests. We are starting a longevity clinic. I don't want to promote, then Arjun will say why I am promoting. But very soon we are starting a longevity clinic in Delhi NCR. I'll let you know. I'll get you data. And there are markers we can check. There are a lot of inflammatory markers. Till date we do some gross marker like IL-6, CRP, but there are a lot more. Like in AIM study I was looking at NF-kappa beta, which is one of the trigger point for inflammation. Along with that, as I mentioned you, if you are not sleeping 7 to 8 hours, if you are not exercising daily, you are not walking daily, if you are not doing 3 days resistive training exercise, if your stress level is high, if you are not blessed with longevity gene, that means your parents are not living up to 90 years, just like I'll not say, sorry. So somebody whose parents are living 90 years, so they are blessed with longevity gene, they can insult, but someone who doesn't have, then their level will be much more higher.
I had a question. You mentioned something about old rice which helps in the body.
Yeah.
I read about it. So what is that?
So
is
again,
that
the
called kanji which you...
Yes. Concept is same, fermentation. Na? So हम लोग usually तुरंत घर जाके boil करके rice को तुरंत खाते हैं. That is not right. What Japanese routinely practice, पहले दिन बना के सुबह उठ के, they usually take rice very small in their breakfast.
So
Yes, sir. There will be a lot of questions, I am sure, but they will be very angry that I am not allowing them to speak. Yeah. See, he has much better. He is much better, sir. But we have to see in long run. It is 6 months only.
Yeah, Dr. Chetan, small comparison between fly and human. जैसे मक्खी जो है 90 दिन जीती और आदमी 90 साल सेम काम करते थे, way you said. So what are the comparison with these two?
This is a very, I will say, I'm sorry, madam. They will ask questions, so I'll answer. This is, sir, आपने देखा स्मार्ट वॉच सब लोग यूज कर रहे हो, but I'm sure none of your smart watch is getting observed by qualified doctor like Arjun or me. The point is heart rate variability. You have heard about this, but you don't know the implication, right? So the story वही है, मक्खी और कछुआ. So अगर आप धीरे धीरे चल रहे हो, again the stress, if you are at peace, आपका heart rate ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा fast नहीं भाग रहा है, and it is responding as per the need. So suppose मेरे पीछे शेर आ गया, मैं भाग रहा हूँ, मेरा heart rate बढ़ गया, बढ़ेगा, that is normal. ये अगर response नहीं हो रहा है, then मेरा heart rate, but when I am in meditative state, when I am sleeping, I have many patients, because I am following through Garmin for few of my patients, I am seeing at 3 a.m. in the morning, their heart rate is more than 100, which is really, really dangerous. Because cortisol is the stress hormone, we have maximum cortisol release in 6, but someone who wake up at 3 and want to be billionaire like Arjun, 3 a.m. he's thinking, how can I be like Arjun? So he's searching the path, but I'm sorry. But it's the fact, So their heart rate is getting, so they are under a lot of stress. So our ambition sometimes kills us. And so cortisol is something which is, so that is the concept, sir. So again, if I say God has given us around human being, if anybody survive to 100 years, we can have around 3.5 billion heart rate, right? So now you have to decide that heart rate for my young friends, you will complete it in 50 years, or you can live up to 100 years at peace, aram se, not competing with the world.
Sorry,
Okay, so now it's my turn. So the next topic is about Dr. Chatterjee, and few years back, what happened to him when Janhvi Kapoor's first movie came out. We call it as butterflies in your stomach. And since he had that when he watched Kate Winslet in Titanic as well. So the next topic is by Dr. Aarti ma'am on this very interesting topic. And before we go on to that, I'm just going to quickly give a few lines of introduction. So Dr. Aarti Midha is a MD in psychiatry from SMS Medical College, Jaipur, and ABAARM from the American Board of Anti-Aging and Regenerative Medicine, USA. She's a psychiatrist by profession and a metabolic and nutritional medicine physician by passion. She helps people heal their chronic diseases by a nutritional and metabolic approach, along with a judicious use of conventional psychiatric medications. Thank you ma'am, for honoring us with your presence, and we look forward to your presentation.
super excited to get this opportunity to share my clinical experiences related to gut health and mental health connections with all of you. Thank you, Ishi, for this opportunity. I would like to start with two questions. How many of you have ever felt mentally foggy or sleepy after eating a heavy meal? Awesome. Do you know that 70 to 90% of your serotonin, that's your happy hormone or happy neurotransmitter, is made in your gut? Thank you all for being here. I'll try my best to give value of your time in coming 15 minutes. Before we begin, I would like to start with my journey of traditional psychiatry to nutritional and metabolic psychiatry. Where this journey began, I was working as a HOD Department of Psychiatry, Santoba Dulabji Memorial Hospital, Jaipur, 400-bedded hospital. Very good reputation, flourishing practice, everything was going very well. And suddenly one incident changed everything for me. Keshav, 5-year-old kiddo who made me question everything I knew about psychiatry or medicine. He was son of my close friend Suma, 5 to 6-year-old kiddo, sudden onset of repetitive, irrational and negative thoughts, irritability, anxiety, insomnia. And I headed Department of Psychiatry from 2007 to 2017. 10 years I was heading a department and I was failing. I tried each and every protocol of the psychiatry books. Each and every protocol. I did counselings. It was not only me, I was taking help from other psychiatrists also. बहुत सारे friends थे मेरे पास. Nothing worked. And I felt like a failure for the first time. After 1 month, child had fever and we prescribed a routine antibiotic that was amoxicillin and clavulanic acid. And 5th or 7th day of antibiotic, it was for fever, but repetitive negative thoughts paid it. And it's not written in medical literature that amoxicillin and clavulanic acid can reduce repetitive and negative thoughts. I just wanted to explore answers. I talked to 10 of the India's most respected physicians. I was asking them how antibiotics, and they were saying, Dr. Aarti, you have microscopic eyes. Anyhow, I was like, I just wanted to search what exactly is there. After that, we used little dose of hydroxyl. It's a small cough syrup that worked as an anti-anxiety, and I was trying to find out the answer. Then discovered this international physician network initially. Pandas. This is a group of physician network. They are working on child psychiatric problems and chronic infections connections. They are developing markers on that. Then the head of the organization, I requested them to help me. I have seen something that antibiotics work for repetitive and negative thoughts, and I'm finding my answers. Then pediatric neurologist Dr. Susan Swedo was heading the organization at that time, and she asked Dr. Nancy O'Hara, she is an integrated pediatrician, and it was my first Zoom call with her, and she was telling me something, some protocols for the gut health protocols and all. And being a psychiatrist, one side my traditional psychiatry says, cognitive behavior psychotherapy, counseling for treating these negative thoughts, and the one side I was getting some protocols. I was like, what is this happening? Anyhow, this is how this journey started. Then I started with the fellowship in nutritional and metabolic medicine with A4M, gut-brain axis, the liver pathways, methylation pathways for the brain health, chronic infections, cellular repair, etc., and hormones and mental health. And when I started applying all the principles to Keshav's health, not only anxiety, irritability, insomnia faded, beauty of this kind of approach was there. Child had mild to moderate ADHD. That also improved. That was the side benefit of that kind of approach. So again, I'm repeating one thing, that gut health and nutrition, that's really important, but at the same time there are other pieces into the puzzle also where we worked. He had subclinical hypothyroidism, he had sleep apnea. I haven't covered his investigations because we have 15 minutes only. So when we worked on these all metabolic factors or the root causes, the results were awesome, and this is how I got hooked to this kind of approach. This is PANDA's International Physician Network online, and I'm still there in their directory. So let's come to today's topic, gut health and mental health connections and implications, practical implications. Okay. Before starting this topic, I would like to start with our traditional guidelines, how we treat psychiatric disorders. And then I'll jump to the gut health and mental health connections. Is it okay? Yes. Fine. So, what we usually do, traditional psychiatrists, we go for our assessment, we go for our clinical diagnosis, if required we go for psychometrics or some assessments and routine physical examination, mental status examination and basic blood tests certainly. Let's go to the line of the treatment. Antidepressants based on the clinical picture. If this is medication resistant cases, suicidality, we go for ECT and all, and the non-pharmacological interventions are psychoeducation, counseling, etc. Now, earlier model was based on serotonin deficiency, that synapses, those cells के बीच में जो synapse है वहाँ serotonin deficiency, and then these medications are working here. Now, the latest evidences are, this is not only the serotonin deficiency, this is inflammation in the brain. That's the latest evidence. So that is again proven that जो antidepressants भी हमारे depression, anxiety disorders में work करते हैं, they are also reducing inflammation. The way sir right now explained, the inflammation in the system, it's related with that chat GPT picture. That was lovely. So the inflammation in the gut, it is related with brain, inflammation in the gut is related with skin, and the beauty of this kind of approach is you are treating psychiatry, the side benefit is skin is improving. If you are treating diabetes, the side benefit is memory is improving. That's why even I got hooked to this kind of approach, that this is lovely. So now the evidence-based data is your gut bacteria produces neurotransmitters. You need blood sugar stability for the mood and focus. You need to control inflammation for the brain. Again, I'm saying it's not only the nutrition. There are many things. And the hormonal levels modulate emotional regulation, and your nutritional deficiencies are related to the brain chemicals, and yes, for the brain health also we need detoxification. So all the pillars are essential, and I can understand everybody is talking about 90% of the serotonin is synthesized in gut. If I prove you this in 20 minutes that it's not only theoretical, this is literally practical. That whether will you try to implement nutritional lifestyle strategies for mental health also, along with stress management, along with counseling, along with spirituality. So this is practical also. So I'm going to cover 3 secrets. Stress से depression बनता कैसे है? Is it okay? Stress से depression बनता कैसे है? So once we understand stress से depression बनता कैसे and how nutrition and lifestyle is essential now, then you will get it कि spirituality, psychotherapies, stress management, उसके साथ even nutritional and lifestyle is important for mental health, for the prevention as well as for the treatment. Is it okay? So let's go with the stress and digestion connection. This is the secret one. Long-term stress, yes, gut motility affect करता है, muscle tensions पूरी body में, you have seen people यहाँ दर्द हो रहा है, and when people go to doctor, कुछ नहीं है जी, psychiatrist के पास जाओ, fatigue हो रहा है, so and it also impairs gut microbiome also. Now, when it all happens, the digestion gets affected. When the digestion gets affected, at the same time you have acid here. In stomach we all have acid here. It reduces the acid, and because of once it reduces acid, your protein to amino acid conversion, it gets reduced. And we need amino acids for our hormones and for brain. This is how stress is affecting digestion. And now let's go to the secret 2. Before going to the secret 2, I'm going to share feedback of Dr. S.P. Mahajan. Dr. S.P. Mahajan is the superintendent of JNU Medical College, and around 2 years ago I got the opportunity to work with the medication resistant case from his family. Why I'm sharing this feedback from Dr. S.P. Mahajan? To make you understand this is so essential and it is practical also. It's not only theoretical. I'm playing this video.
I'm Brigadier Dr. S.P. Mahajan. I'm the professor of ENT and medical superintendent teaching medical college. I've had a personal experience of someone very close suffering from anxiety disorder and depression for some time. Despite all the treatment from various psychiatrists and the psychologists, the things didn't improve, and finally we approached Dr. Aarti Mida in her clinic. She went through excessive consultations and conversations. She inquired about the nutritional status, diet, treatment, everything, and she gave us a very good, befitting therapy as well as her consultation in terms of how gut-brain axis is important in helping improve the quality of mental health. With all the investigations, the diet and the nutritional support and supplementation, with her treatment over a period of time of almost 1 year, now we find that the problem which was existing has completely disappeared, and her integrate.
I'm stopping this video because Dr. Dang is saying complete in 5 minutes. Okay. So let's go to the secret 2. Inflammation and depression correction. Once digestion is impaired, once you have constipation, IBS, anything, and I think most of you have experienced butterflies in stomach during stress times. So once inflammation sets in here, this inflammation again it goes to B. This is second. Evidence-based data, and we are now seeing practically also. Now, my question to you is, you have 2 kids or 2 adolescents, the same stress, one is having very bad gut and one is having healthy gut. Depression kahan jaldi aayega? Bad gut. So it's not necessarily that stress is causing impaired digestion. This is a bidirectional connection. If people are not preventive, yes, they are inviting problems. So it's not only for people who have disease or aging. If we want our kids to perform well, stress is part of life. So this is something technical, I'm not going into this, that how these inflammatory reactions are related with the mental health issues. And once inflammation is there in the body, our biochemical pathways gets affected and your neurotransmitters respond accordingly. Now psychiatrists give medication to settle those neurotransmitters, because definitely for acute emergencies they need to give. So this is the biochemical reaction, and what exactly is happening inside when inflammation is there. I'm not going into detail into this. The most important issue is find the source of the inflammation. This is a case publication of 8-year longitudinal study of a schizophrenia who was medication resistant, and 6 years of illness, 7 to 8 psychotropic medications, benzodiazepine, even I was failing. And when I requested them, can we go for further investigation? He had high HSCRP. Second, he had high serum aluminium in the body. This is 83. So toxicity could be a cause of inflammation. So understand, stress is causing inflammation. If somebody is having high inflammation in the body because of toxicity also, they are prone to psychiatric. So there is a bidirectional connection. And this boy who was medication resistant, after 8 years of treatment on working on inflammation, he is not only symptom free, he is running a tiffin center and he is helping my patients also for the gluten-free, casein-free diets. So secret 3 is nutritional deficiencies and mental health. This is the beautiful secret where Ishi is helping you all. So, घर में केक कौन कौन बनाता है? Yes, ladies. केक बनाते हैं आप भी बनाते हैं. Suppose ये केक बनाने में शुगर रह गया, then what will happen? घर में कोई केक खाएगा? नहीं खाएंगे. Similarly, once digestion gets disturbed, neurotransmitters बनाने के लिए we need इतना सब कुछ चाहिए. And once neurotransmitter deficiencies happen, or the only drug of choice is antidepressant or the benzodiazepines. Because synthetically sleep तो देना ही होगा ना. Or you settle this. That's why prevention is also important, not only the treatment. If we talk about आगे long term पे, if we want our kids to perform, it's not about treating. For the prevention also, this is so essential that this dish is required. This amino acid is converting into serotonin. This is our happy neurotransmitter. For that we are giving antidepressants. We need iron, we need dopamine, everything is, we need all these neurotransmitters, these building blocks to synthesize these neurotransmitters. So this is from Lancet Psychiatry, that nutrition is also crucial for mental health along with, cardiology, gastro and other. This is really essential. So the new paradigm is, earlier how we used to treat is counseling and medication and basic test. The new paradigm is, along with all this, work on hormones, work on gut, improve sleep, third, immune system. And by this methodology you can decrease the need of the medications. So let's go for the aging brain. So as previous speaker also discussed that, your obesity, insulin resistance and diabetes, all is related with memory issues. Yes, evidence-based data, and we are experiencing also that. And one case, me and Pankaj, we together did, it was a, dementia, and dementia medications were not working. And he was on insulin. I requested Dr. Pankaj, can you remove his insulin and shift on the simpler medications? And Pankaj helped me in that. And we found very good results in bipolar affective disorders and as well as dementia. Pankaj is internal medicine doctor, and he is also an integrative medicine. And in my difficult cases where I stuck, he helps me. So let's go with the practical interventions to safeguard cognitive and emotional well-being. Yes, same scenario, we need exercise, we know, but we don't do. We need 3 to 4 hour exercise in a week, healthy eating program, low glycemic index diet, high fiber, healthy fats, 6 to 8 servings of vegetables. The fat content of the food has an effect on glycemic index. If you are taking healthy food, yes, it is decreasing glycemic index. The way previous speaker discussed, yes, vegetarian diets, yes, low protein diets, it's a big issue, certainly. It's a big issue. And in an Indian context, low GI diet may include barley, millets, brown rice, legumes like rajma, chana, fruits like guava, apples, papaya, and non-starchy vegetables. But still, in psychiatric disorders, people react differently. Reason being, they have hypersensitive gut. Hypersensitive gut. And this is the book we published last year. This is available on Amazon. The missing links, why medicines are not working for you. And if you want to understand more about nutrition and lifestyle and the investigations for mental health, everything is there in this book. And this is by 2 psychiatrists, Dr. Pankaj Verma, integrative medicine physician, Dr. Gorang, functional gastroenterology, Dr. Mankwal, and Dr. Sadhna. Thank you very much, and I'm open to your questions.
बताया आपने, राइस सब कुछ बताया, बेचारे गेहूं को क्यों आउट कर दिया? आप बताइए, गेहूं था ही नहीं।
सर, आपकी बात सही है कि गेहूं हम कब से खा रहे हैं, और अब गेहूं का क्या सीन है, सब लोग गेहूं के अगेंस्ट क्यों है? See, गेहूं not, I have covered always there are many pillars related to mental health. Food sensitivities, gut dysbiosis. People may have gluten intolerance, people may not have. It's not necessarily to stop. Yes, low GI. Yes, I'm coming.
ग्लूटेन इंटॉलरेंस के अलावा भी शायद इन्फ्लेमेशन होता है गट में गेहूं से, ये उन्होंने सिखाया है, मैडम ने सिखाया है। और ये रिपोर्ट FSSAI के पास है कि गेहूं नहीं खाना चाहिए, वो रिपोर्ट क्यों दबाए हुए है FSSAI?
वो डॉक्टर डांग बताएंगे.
You talked about toxicity, so we can't really avoid pollution, this plastic packaging and all this stuff.
Yes,
So what
yes.
do we do?
Yes. Sir, if we talk about hormonal imbalances, definitely endocrine disruptors are responsible. So if definitely we are using to organic diets, that is one. Personally, we offer, detoxification procedures also in our clinic, and we are observing that these detoxifications are not helping in diabetes and chronic other diseases. These are helping in mental health also. I have many medication resistant cases. When we work on gut microbiome and the liver detox, certainly they are improving.
But as a part of our lifestyle, what can we practice to save ourselves from?
पंचकर्मा आप गाड़ी की सर्विसिंग कराते हैं ना, तो इसकी कम कराई.
Yeah, madam, we will bring PL4 issue wheat, and now we are having problem of genetically modified food. That is also going to help create a problem.
Sir, I have in my clinic, there are two sort of patients. One, they listen to me that they are not taking wheat, and the other categories, because they are taking wheat like many years, it's difficult for them to live. So I am going to share my clinical observation with you rather than anything theoretical. What I understood out of this is the hyperpermeable gut which is responsible. This is not purely the food intolerances. If your hyperpermeable guts get settled, I have seen many of my patients, they are healing on gluten also. Yes, they are taking time in healing.
Thank you.
And it also lies around there will always be toxins in our life, right? It might be that mother-in-law, or it might be the poor AQI in Delhi, or it might be the microplastics in anything and everything that we eat, or it might be the GMO grains that we are having. I mean, how do you kind of reduce that razor sharpness of the knife of toxins by the pillar of diet, exercise, stress and sleep? How you optimize that and how you actually inculcate good habits in your daily life so that the harm that these toxins are causing can be reduced to the maximum possible. Now on that note, and we've been talking about contemporary situations and with the Virat Kohlis and the Rohit Sharmas of the world, it's our time and our privilege now to hear from not a T20 player but a true test match legend we have among us, like the Sunil Gavaskars and the Sachin Tendulkars of the world. Privileged to have Dr. Pratap Chauhan sir with us today, and a loud round of applause please to welcome him. Dr. Chauhan is a well-known Ayurvedic expert currently associated with Jiva Ayurveda Clinic and Panchkarma Center in Faridabad. He has more than 3 decades of experience in Ayurveda and has worked as an Ayurvedic expert in different cities across India. He's also contributed to handling numerous complex medical cases in several hospitals. He also started the first ever Ayurvedic website and a company that consults 8,000 patients a day. And he did his graduation from Delhi University, and he's also participated in a lot of research, various workshops, and also works internationally to resolve very complex cases. And we are looking forward to hearing from you, sir. Please.
Namaskar. Thank you very much. So I'm going to talk very simple language, okay? I think we have heard a lot of scientific and very technical words. Ayurveda has its own terminology which you will understand, and it can be correlated with modern terminology also. It's not like it's definitely very traditional and ancient, but at the same time, now with the modern research and lot of work being done in the field of especially gut health, people are realizing that the ancient terminology that was used, it has a correlation with our modern terminology also. So first of all, I would like to just ask you a simple question. How many of you know what is Ayurveda? How many of you? Okay, can anybody tell me what is Ayurveda? Just anybody? Randomly. बहुत लोगों ने हाथ खड़ा किया.
आपका नेचर वात पित्त कफ कैसा है उसके हिसाब से कैसे जीवन जीना है?
Science of life.
Science of life. What is life?
And living or health.
So सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम यही है आजकल कि आयुर्वेद को जानते नहीं हम लोग. We don't know what is Ayurveda. Most people think Ayurveda is some herbs or some kadha or some kind of traditional system, दादी माँ के नुस्खे. And आजकल सोशल मीडिया पर so many people are coming using Ayurveda and they're claiming like 3 दिन में किडनी ठीक, 5 days cancer ठीक. So many things, you know, this is not Ayurveda. Simply I would like to explain you what is Ayurveda. I will also talk to you today about what is gut health, because that's our main topic. And in Ayurveda, when it comes to longevity, which is our prime topic today, there is a separate branch of Ayurveda. There are 8 specialized branches when it comes to treatment of diseases, and one of them is totally dedicated to what we call longevity or geriatrics. How to stay young, beautiful and healthy and energetic till 100 years old. So that's because Ayurveda was originally designed for that. So just the definition of Ayurveda, 2 words, Veda and Ayur, right? So Veda means knowledge in Sanskrit, and Ayur is a combination of 4 things. Sharirendriya Sattvatma Sanyoga Ayu. 4 things: body, senses, mind and soul. This is what is called Ayu. How many of you have a body? And senses, mind and a soul. So actually Ayurveda is a knowledge about human beings. It's an instruction manual. Like you buy a phone, there is a booklet which comes along with that. Or you buy any gadget. But the problem is that we have never studied it. It's like you buy a car and you don't know anything about this car, whether it is a diesel car, petrol car, electric car. You don't even know how to drive a car. You don't know the traffic rules and you're driving it every day. This is our problem. We have this very simple, or you may call it very complicated, very complicated system, but nobody has ever taught us anything about how it works. Especially we just heard about mental health. Do we know what is mind? You all have a mind? Yes? Can you tell me what is mind? Where is it located? How does it work? What are the properties of mind? No idea. And we are using it every day. So problem to aayegi na.
Between the soul and the heart.
No sir, there is a proper definition. Manyate, avabuddhyate, gyayate, aneniti mana. There are so many beautiful definitions. They're very simple. You can understand. And they are practical, they are applicable also. So it's an instruction manual, and we can say it's a way of life, Ayurveda. A knowledge that teaches us how to live healthy and happily and have a long life. And if you study the Charak Samhita, which is our main book, you will be very surprised to know the first verse itself talks about longevity only longevity. Athato dirgham jivitam adhyay vyakhyasham. Charaka is saying, now we will talk to you about the chapter of longevity. Now if I ask you a question, you are all here to become, maybe younger and attain longevity. Why do you want to have longevity? Anybody?
अब नहीं चाहते.
No, but why do you want longevity?
क्योंकि गैस नहीं मिलेगा, जी के क्या करेंगे? वॉर हो रहा है.
But Ayurveda also describes why longevity. बहुत अच्छी साइंस है, उसमें नहीं जाएंगे आज. बहुत अच्छा एक श्लोक है, धर्मार्थ कामोक्षणाम आरोग्य मूलमोत्तम. Everything, dharma, artha, उसमें कोई मना नहीं है. You can make money, you can enjoy, you can be a billionaire. Dr. Prasoon said he wants to. You can be a billionaire, but there is a discipline there is a dharma for that you have to follow. You can enjoy, kama is there. Kama रोकते नहीं हम लोग, खूब enjoy करो. but there is a discipline, dharma के साथ करना है, so that you can be free from disease, मोक्ष रहेगा आपको. Anyway, that's not the subject today. आज हम longevity पे बात करने वाले हैं. And when it comes to longevity, Ayurveda has, of course, a mention of gut health, which is very important, especially for inflammation. Gut health is very important. And there is another branch which I mentioned, geriatrics. It is called Rasayana. I'll also introduce you to that branch, and I'll give you some simple tips which you can start practicing from today onwards. Is that okay? All right, let's go. So, InflammAgeing, this is our subject today. This I just copied from somewhere. I don't know much about it, because that's not my subject. It's a chronic low-grade inflammation that develops with age and leads to elevated inflammatory cytokines, weak immunity, and gradual tissue damage. So I'll like to translate this in Ayurvedic terminology, whatever I understand from this. So in Ayurveda, the aging, you all want to live long. So what is the aging related to in Ayurveda? Of course, first of all, aging is a natural process. We cannot really stop it, but we can slow down it. And the aging is influenced by our dosha imbalances. We have 3 doshas in our body, which are the functional energies, Vata, Pitta, Kapha. These are the 3 functional energies. Because if we can keep them in balance, then longevity automatically will happen. There will be no disease. Whenever there is an imbalance in doshas, you have a disease, and that stops your, whole the longevity process. Second very important thing is depletion of body tissues, which are called dhatus. Some words you must remember after this lecture, okay? I would like you to remember these words. Dhatu is a very nice word, Body tissues, your blood, muscles, bones, nerves. Because when they degenerate, then you become old, So depletion of tissues, and there is also a very nice word called ojas. Ojas is actually the vital fluid in a body, which is essence of all the tissues, all the body tissues, their essence is called ojas. So when ojas is depleted, when dhatus are depleted, then this is called aging. And of course, how can we forget Agni, which is our main subject today, the gut health. The fire, which is responsible for metabolism, for digestion, for nourishment, for all kind of assimilation, absorption. Because if your fire is weak, if your digestion is weak, so the dhatus will not be found. Because whatever you're eating, you could be eating the best diet in the world. But if it is not digested properly, you will not be able to form good quality of dhatus. And if dhatus are bad, then ojas will be bad. And of course, you will become old very fast. So therefore, this is our Ayurvedic perspective on aging. Everybody understands? 3 things. First is you balance your doshas. Energy should be balanced. उसके लिए बहुत मुश्किल काम नहीं है. Keep your daily routine, dinacharya, ritucharya. We call them circadian rhythms these days. Proper diet, lifestyle, sleep, all these things. And second is, of course, you have your digestive system should be functioning properly. Now, what is this Agni? Let's talk about little bit about Agni. It supports the digestion, of course. We all know that when food goes in, it is digested by the Agni. At the tissue level, also at the cellular level. Agni is also working at the cellular level. Dr. Prasoon was talking about how the cells are regenerated, they die, and then the new cells are formed. So that all job is done by the Agni. If your Agni is weak, then you are gone. वो कहते हैं ना ठंडा हो गया है, अग्नि गई ठंडा हो गया है, is dead. Agni is actually life. Nutrition, absorption, assimilation, everything depends on your fire, on your Agni. Metabolic transformation. Whatever you're eating, you could be eating proteins or whatever good quality of nutrition. If it is not transformed into blood, bones, muscles or dhatus, then it's not going to help you. And of course at the mental level, don't forget the mind, because we also have a mind. At the mental level there is also a Agni, because we are also eating at the mental level. We are watching so many things, we are listening to so many things, we are reading so many things. This is our food. In Ayurveda, food is not only what you eat from mouth. Aharyati iti ahara. Anything that goes in is your food and it has to be digested. कुछ लोग अभी बाहर जाके बोलेंगे ये लेक्चर हजम नहीं हुआ, क्योंकि डाइजेस्ट करना पड़ेगा उसको. Mental level you have to digest also. Emotional level, so many problems these days. अभी I travel to West a lot. Everybody is, कोई भी problem है, childhood trauma. This is a common new thing coming up, because people have weak Agni. They cannot digest their emotional traumatic experiences, because Agni also works. उसको भी पचाना पड़ता है ना. We say we cannot digest our traumas, So how to digest? Agni should be strong. And at spiritual level, finally everybody is looking for love. प्रेम सबको चाहिए. वहाँ भी अग्नि है. Soul is also Agni, right? Because at spiritual level, this Agni provides you glow on your face. Nice glow, natural glow, not makeup. Not facelift or something, Facelift cannot lift your mood. So you have to have real Agni if you want to look really beautiful. If you want to have that love inside you, compassion, empathy, we talk about all this. It will come only from Agni. If your Agni is weak, then it's not going to happen. So, in short, you can say Ayurveda is Agni Veda. Okay? Because Ayurveda is actually taking care of Agni. When you will go more deep and study Ayurveda, you will see we are only working on Agni. When you come to us, whether it is physical, mental, cellular, tissue level, any level, we are only working on your Agni. Because that's the main thing. So, another term you want to remember today is called Ama. What happens when your Agni is not working properly? Ye problem hai. This is the cause of what we call inflammation today. Inflammation aata kahan se hai? When you are eating food and it is not digested, the undigested food creates a toxic material in your gut which is sticky. It's called Ama. This can be the metabolic inflammatory toxic material. And Ama is the mama. Please remember this. Ama is the mother of all diseases. All diseases, whether it is arthritis, asthma, or any kind of tumor, cyst, blockage, anything. Because unfortunately, when God created this system, He forgot to create the channels for Ama. There are channels for metabolic waste which are thrown out through stool, urine and sweat. But Ama is not a natural metabolic waste. It's an unnatural metabolic waste which is produced because we don't use our buddhi. Ayurveda में एक अच्छा शब्द है प्रज्ञापराध. Why people suffer? Because they misuse their intelligence. एक एंटासिड लेंगे, 5 मिनट बाद कॉफी. It's like your house is on fire, so you put some water and then you put some petrol. Many people do this. एक टेबलेट ब्लड प्रेशर की, साथ में ब्लड प्रेशर बढ़ाने के लिए खाना खा लिया. शुगर की एक गोली, ऊपर से फिर कार्ब खा लिया, कुछ और खा लिया. So this is in Ayurveda, this is called the root cause of our diseases. Pragyaparad. I hope you'll remember these words. Misuse of intelligence. So Ama, what it does, it doesn't stay only in the gut. It will travel to any part of your body. It will mix with the circulations and block the srotas, channels, micro channels. वहाँ जाके जम जाता है. And that's where it causes inflammation. समझ आ गया? It's simple, very simple. And that will cause disease and aging. वो तो हमने अभी सुन लिया. But also please don't forget there is a mental Ama also. If you are consuming too much, वो मोबाइल पर रात को 2-2 बजे तक टीवी में, you are eating too much. But your mental Agni is very not that strong. It will not digest everything. So you'll have mental Ama. So then you'll have, like जैसे हमारे गट में आम होता है, तो क्या होता है? Either you have IBS, diarrhea, dysentery, or you have constipation. Similarly, you have mental constipation. Depression बोलते हैं उसको. कुछ नहीं अंदर जा रहा है, कोई बात कुछ बाहर नहीं जा रहा है. Nothing is moving. Mental constipation. Or you have mental diarrhea, obsession, obsessive compulsive disorder. There are many names, bipolar disease. all these names will come down to the ama only, you know. Or if you come down more technically, then there are two more terms in mind which are called rajas and tamas. उसके बारे में next time बात करेंगे हम लोग. But anyway, this is what is the cause of inflammation. Now I want to introduce you to some very interesting word, because Ayurveda longevity की हम बात कर रहे हैं. So first of all, please strengthen your Agni. Try to work on your Agni. Prevent ama, physical and mental. Maintain your biorhythms. Very easy. You have to have some kind of a routine, you know. Lifestyle. Use some herbs and spices, because that is also very important. Regular panchakarma. Somebody was asking how do we deal with the things which we cannot avoid. आपकी गाड़ी जब ठीक चल रही है फिर भी साल में एक बार तो सर्विस कराते हैं. Nothing is wrong with your car, but you still take it to the service station. So please, once in a year, this is our micro channel cleansing program, Panchakarma. And Panchakarma is not massage, please don't misunderstand. That is Panchakarma, Spanchakarma, spa, in a spa. People go to a spa, they take a massage and a Shirodhara and they say, I did Panchakarma. No, Panchakarma are 5 therapeutic techniques. Pancha means 5. Induced vomiting, induced purgation, medicated enemas, many types of enemas. You know. Nasal administration, blood letting, very, very technical word. So this will make your gut healthy. And if you have a healthy gut, then healthy immunity and longevity. And now I will also suggest you, because most of you are here to become young, so that there is a branch in Ayurveda which is called Rasayana. If you want to bypass all the gut and all the dhatus and metabolism, there are special formulations in Ayurveda. If you consume that, it will directly enhance your ojas, which is very important for longevity. So that is the branch in Ayurveda which is called Rasayana. A specialized branch of Ayurveda focuses on rejuvenation, longevity and vitality, and aims to enhance immunity, strength, cognition and quality of life. Got it? इसमें special formulations होते हैं. It's not only medicine, it's also your lifestyle, sleep, your behavior, ethical behavior, positivity. Everything can be a rasayana. It can enhance your ojas. Loving relations. This is also rasayana. How the rasayanas work? At the tissue level, they are directly enriching the dhatus. उनको मजबूत बनाते हैं धातुस को, your muscles, blood, bones. And at the Agni level, the Rasayana formulas, they will just support the Agni, make it more strong so that metabolism and digestion is good. At the channel, micro channel level, it will clean the channels and support the circulation so that assimilation will be good. You have taken good nutrition, but if it does not reach that location where it is required because the channels are blocked, so then it's not going to work. So the rasayanas also do that. So all these overall effect, what is the overall effect of the 3? Immunity enhancement, improved nutrition, healthy aging and longevity. So now there is only one formula for you, increase your ojas. Want to know how? Simple line, simple solution to all. First of all, why do we need rasayana? Increasing number of non-communicable diseases, it's a big problem. Increasing number of nutritional diseases, growing elderly population globally, growing number of allergies and weak immunity. More people are suffering from depression and anxiety now. So therefore, the rasayana becomes very, very important. What are the benefits? क्या होगा रसायन लेने से? Enhances strength of body and mind, immunity enhancement, enhancement of memory and intelligence. Lot of people have memory problems when they age. But rasayan, there is a special branch in Ayurveda which are called Medhya Rasayanas. Very interesting. Medha means your brain faculties, you know, memory, concentration, all these things. So there are special formulations and herbs which only work on your brain, on your memory. So very nice. Longevity and rejuvenation, prevent disease manifestation, and of course it gives you excellence of luster, complexion, voice and beauty. Can be in the form of food, herbal combinations, positive mind and ethical behavior. As I mentioned, it's not necessarily just a formula. even your behavior. Some people you might have seen, they have good behavior. They are very beautiful, very calm, quiet, very energetic. So that is also Rasayana in Ayurveda. And core principles of Ayurveda, simple, not very complicated. Balanced diet, seasonal, regional and fresh foods. Dinacharya, daily routine, it's a very big thing in Ayurveda. Ritucharya, seasonal regimen. Herbal Rasayan formulations. For the mind control, of course, you should practice yoga, pranayam, meditation. Stress and sleep management, very, very important part of rejuvenation. Scientific mechanism. These days you might have heard these words like antioxidant. So these rasayanas, there are quite a lot of research has been done, a lot of studies have been done on some rasayan formulations where they have found out the antioxidant action, immunomodulation action, and adaptogenic effect of the herbs or the herbal formulations. Also, the rasayanas help with adequate sleep and circadian rhythm alignment. And there is also quite a lot of scientific evidence that supports cognitive and emotional benefits when you take rasayanas. So it's all in one. It's the solution to all your problems. Like Agni is the solution to all problems, Rasayana is also something similar. So two things, Agni and Rasayana. If you just work on that, you will live long, definitely, and healthy and happy. So just final couple of slides. The foods that enhance ojas. Milk is very nice. आजकल कुछ लोग milk के against काफी बोलते हैं, but if you get good quality milk, fresh, natural, organic A2 milk अगर मिल जाता है, तो milk according to Ayurveda is good for enhancing ojas. Ghee, fresh butter, घर का निकला हुआ, सफेद मक्खन, not the packaged one. Fresh paneer, very nice, you can take. Oils में olive, sesame, almond, all kind of nuts you can eat. Raisins, dates, figs, seasonal and regional fresh fruits and vegetables, सब ओजस बढ़ाते हैं. Antioxidant rich foods like carrots, beet, turnips, blueberries, avocados, sweet potatoes, ये list आपको लंबी मिल जाएगी. Seeds like sesame seeds, pumpkin seeds, flax seeds. तो ये तो मिल जाती हैं. Can you start eating some of these foods? They will help you. But make sure whatever you eat, it should be digested. Anything that you are eating, it should be completely digested. If it is not digested, what will happen? Ama will be produced. And remember, Ama is the mama. Once Ama is produced, then it is going to cause a disease. Similarly, in Ayurveda, you can very easily find these herbs: Ashwagandha, Amala, Haritaki, Triphala, Brahmi, Shatavari, Guduchi, Shilajit. These are all available simply. ऑनलाइन भी मिलती है, हमारे जीवा स्टोर पे भी मिल जाएंगे
आपके प्रोडक्ट बहुत अच्छे होते हैं सर.
जीवा you can get ऑनलाइन भी मिलती हैं. We have clinics also you can get. But anyway, get some good brand.
हमें फ्री मिलते हैं आपके प्रोडक्ट.
फ्री मिलते हैं?
फ्री मिलते हैं.
अच्छा.
मैं हेल्थ राइटर हूँ 30 साल का.
अच्छा, वेरी गुड.
तो PR कंपनियां देती रहती है. मैं आप ही का प्रोडक्ट खा के आया.
अच्छा, ठीक. आप इसलिए इतने एनर्जेटिक हैं. And finally, this ojas enhancing practices also, you should do some common practices. First of all, of course, your Agni should be good. So use some spices in the cooking. But not like वो आजकल इंडिया में क्या करते हैं, they put too much of this, onion, garlic, and ginger. वो gravy नहीं चाहिए. Sometimes the bhindi is not even visible. Bhindi looks like brown or red because of the tomatoes. ऐसा नहीं. Put some like mild spices and just make it nice. उसका भिंडी का taste भी आना चाहिए ना.
What spices are you recommending?
Just ginger is very nice. Ginger, cumin, coriander, turmeric and salt. थोड़ा हींग भी डाल सकते हैं because हींग is good for digestion also. बहुत ज़्यादा गरम मसाला वगैरह नहीं चाहिए. मिर्ची तीखा विखा ज़्यादा नहीं चाहिए. Okay? Abhyanga, a very nice technique. Every day you can put oil on your body. Sesame oil, very nice. Keep it in your bathroom just before taking shower. Just some rub oil. So very nice in Ayurveda. The word for oil is sneha, and sneha also means love. So if you are feeling lack of love, just rub some oil on your body.
But why are you propagating sesame oil in particular?
Sesame is the best oil according to oil. You can use mustard and other oils also, but sesame, among all the oils, this is the best because it's good for all types of bodies. Exercise. Nariyal tel for people who have too much heat in the body is good because nariyal is cooling.
So to cook in nariyal tel?
No.
Cooking also you can do, but I'm talking about Abhyanga. So exercise, yoga, pranayam, happy senses and happy mind. Try to do some, kuch aapas mein have some good relations. Laughing is a very good activity. Positive attitude and emotions, loving relationship, compassion towards self, others and environment. Give up envy, pride, jealousy, criticism. ये बहुत important चीजें हैं. This is something which is in our everyday life. This is a part of life, आजकल चुगली रस बहुत है. हमारे आयुर्वेद में they talk about 6 types of रस. 6 टेस्ट हैं, षड रस. आजकल 7वां बहुत पॉपुलर है, चुगली रस. Because you enjoy with your tongue and also with the ears. आप दूसरे टेस्ट केवल टंग से आप एंजॉय करते हो. चुगली रस 2 सेंसेस यूज होती है इसमें. So please avoid that. It's depletes your ojas. Envy, anger, all these things, they deplete your ojas. And finally surrender. Just surrender what comes, थोड़ा सा इसको accept करना चाहिए. Everything is not under your control. Even the breath you take in, you don't know the breath will come out or not. The food that you are eating, you don't know whether you can digest it or not. So you have to also consider that I am a small unit in this big universe. There are some universal rules, which we also need to understand and we have to follow them. Thank you very much. Sorry?
Many doctor friends of mine, whenever I speak about Ayurvedic medications, they are always cautioning me and warning me that there have been many cases where kidney functioning has gone down.
Sir, please bring me a data. I have never seen a data.
They say heavy metals and...
No. Ayurveda is here for thousands of years. I have many doctor friends all over the world. More than 500 doctors work with me and we work very cordially. I think before we speak about any science, we should try to understand it.
Sir, what is longevity in terms of Ayurveda?
Longevity?
Yeah. Only 100 years. Yes. उसमें बहुत सारे लोग 100 years आयुर्वेद के भी.
According to Ayurveda, in Kali Yuga, 100 years.
हमको एक ट्रांसेंडेंटल मेडिसिन वाले ने बताया था, नाम भूल रहा हूँ मैं, कि आयुर्वेद में जैसे I am 70, बोला आप अभी बच्चे हो. अडल्ट होने के लिए आपको 140 साल होगा तब अडल्ट होगा.
See what I have read, Satyug 400 years, Treta 300, Dwapar 200, because when Mahabharata happened, Pandavas were around 90 years of age, and Kali Yuga 100 years. But in this pollution age, I personally say, if you can touch 80, you are because pollution and this all GMO and all the chemicals that we are eating, 80 अगर आप healthy touch कर जाएं,
टच करेंगे सर, with gut health.
Yeah. Yes.
के बाद में इसीलिए इंश्योरेंस नहीं दी जाती.
Sorry, what is your?
Ayurveda recommends Chyawanprash.
Yeah, Chyawanprash is one of the rasayanas. Yes.
In one of the rasayanas.
Yeah.
So it has a lot of sugar.
No, but what's wrong with sugar?
Natural.
शुगर को क्यों इतना लोग दुखी डॉक्टर? रिफाइंड शुगर मत लीजिए, नेचुरल खांड लीजिए, गुड़ लीजिए. बट अगेन देखिए, आयुर्वेद में एक ही फार्मूला है, आपको जो खाना है वो पचना चाहिए. यू शुड बी एबल टू डाइजेस्ट इट.
तो डाइजेशन
तो इसलिए क्वांटिटी ऑफ फूड का जिक्र करते हैं आयुर्वेद में हम लोग. ऑलवेज वी टॉक अबाउट योर गट, योर स्टमक साइज. आपको मालूम है कितना होता है? एनीबॉडी नोज? 40 जितना, इतना होता है. तो आयुर्वेद कहता है इसका 1/3 खाली छोड़ना है, 2/3 ओनली यू हैव टू फिल. और जापान में भी इसको हारा हाचीबू बोलते हैं, 80% फिल करके 20% खाली छोड़ना. That's all.
So doctor साहब, is eating less good? Is eating less good?
Yes, that is the final mantra for longevity. Eat less, live longer.
Slow eating, doctor. Slow eating and diaphragmatic breathing.
Yes.
that is supposed to be a natural thing.
Yeah. Slow breathing also helps longevity. वो डॉक्टर साहब ने कहा था ना वो जो स्पैरो वो क्या फ्लाई और वो जो कछुआ
Actually, yes.
Yeah,
That is the fasting is also very important. Breath rakhna.
Yes. Because when you fast, your agni becomes strong.
What is A2 milk? A2 milk.
A2 milk is देसी गाय का दूध जो.
सर मेरी सेहत का राज है 10 मिनट रोज ताली बजाता हूँ.
Thank you sir. Okay.
मेरा एक कॉलम मैंने एक कॉलम लिखा था रोज ताली बजाता हूँ लोगों को भगाता हूँ.
हैवी मेटल्स की जो बात की वो स्मृतों के बेस पे उस पर बात की जाए आयुर्वेद पर, लेकिन अमेरिका में आयुर्वेद की बहुत सारी दवाओं को बैन कर दिया जाता है टेस्ट रिपोर्ट्स के बेसिस पे कि उनमें हैवी मेटल्स है. इस पे जरूर कुछ काम होना चाहिए.
नहीं काम तो देखिए काम में
साफ होना चाहिए कि आखिर वो अगर बैन कर रहे हैं तो कुछ लॉजिक तो है.
आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि उसमें हैवी मेटल नहीं मिला उनको. देयर आर आल्सो people who are making wrong medicines. There is also a lot of people in Ayurveda who are doing wrong practices. But Ayurveda as itself, you look at the science, or the knowledge, उसमें कहीं ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. इवन जो हम लोग भस्म बनाते हैं उस पर भी बहुत रिसर्च हुई है. There are nano particles, and there is also safety tests on that. Once you make a Ayurvedic product, उसका टेस्ट करने का पूरा एक प्रोसीजर है. आजकल तो मॉडर्न वो भी यूज करते हैं. There is integrative things used. Before we export anything, it has to be tested. So there are a lot of things. वो मॉडर्न वहाँ क्यों बैन करते हैं? वहाँ तो अश्वगंधा भी बैन कर दिया है डेनमार्क में. So there is another lobby behind that.
जबकि उसकी कामिंग
पतंजलि के products.
हाँ जी.
अमेरिका पर विश्वास होना.
बाबा रामदेव की जो कंपनी है.
हाँ. What about that?
मतलब आयुर्वेदा बहुत अच्छा. Different topic.
No, let's not discuss that here.
Doctor Sir, one last question. You did not talk about mustard oil. Why you not talk? A lot of people say mustard oil is very good.
Mustard oil you can use this.
आपने सेसमी और दूसरी चीजों पे ज्यादा जोर डाला है.
In Ayurveda, let me say again, they have described many types of oils, and in the end they have written the best oil is sesame oil.
Oh.
Best of all. But it does not mean that others are not good. Like when they talk about different types of milks, they talk about buffalo milk, cow milk. So they say the best milk is cow milk. Similarly, they talk different types of grains. So then they talk different types of pulses. So there is a whole lot of description in Ayurveda about all these ingredients.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.